Welcome again, guys. In this tutorial, we are going to discover a bunch of things about functions in JavaScript. So without wasting our time, let's get started with it. So if you want to build a career out of JavaScript, you need to know how the function works because it allows you to have code reusability and top-down modular programming and a bunch of things that you require as a JavaScript developer, or if you are developing any game or designing anything in JavaScript, you need to know how the function works. So let's just start with the syntax of function. So first things first, we'll just write the syntax of the JavaScript, which will be something like, okay, I'll just started saying function. So function is a keyword which we use to initialize the function. Okay. Then we need to give it a name. Like, what do we call the function? We can give it any name. You can give it call, add, multiply, anything that you want it to. Then then we need the parameters that will be stored into the braces. Okay, so after that we'll just open the colons, open not colons, curly brackets, and then we can just write the statement like what the function do, the definition of the function. Okay, so this is how the functions are done. So we'll just comment it out, and I'll just give you an example like how the function works. Okay, now we'll be initializing our function. So what kind of function should we write? Okay, just started the function. Firstly, we'll write the keyword, then we'll name the function saying say hello. Okay, now the parameters, we'll just keep it empty. Okay, now we'll just say alert, uh, and if you have seen the last tutorials, you might know that the alert are used for the pop-up messages. So it will just say hello there. Okay, perfect. So how do we call the function into our HTML? So now we'll see that. What is this? .NET runtime. Just cancel it. I'll just simply cancel it. No internet connection. Cannot install .NET. I don't need .NET. Okay. So we'll be just now calling our. Okay. What? Now we'll be just. So now we'll be writing our very much function. So let's just. Okay. I'll just set it to be precise. Keep it. Okay, type JavaScript. Okay, now we'll just write our function. We'll say in paragraph something like click here. Okay, now we'll be just creating a button, and for that we'll take input, say type will be a button, and the button will say on click, and here we'll write the name of the function, which is say hello. So now this should work. We'll just say that it is a function. Okay, so now it's done. So now we'll be just opening it with the live server. So when we open it up, it runs. Okay, it's reloading. Okay, loading, reloading, whatever. So we just click on it. Well, it didn't work. I don't know why. So let's just go and check on the code. Okay, we have something missing over here in the spelling of function. We did a blunder in the spelling of the function. That's why. Okay, now if we come and click over here, click here, it will say hello there as an alert. In modern JavaScript, we just don't use this too much, but still it is required for you to know that how does it work. I'll just make the button a little cooler. So reload, hello there. Okay, perfect. This looks fantastic. Now we can go on to our further things. Now we'll just erase all this so we can write more program over here. Okay, I just removed the script. Let's just write our script tag over here slash script ript. Okay, done. So now it's time to go on to a little more deeper into the function. What should we say? Say hello. Okay, now we'll create something more interesting. by keeping a parameter like name and age. So this is a function with parameters. So if you say document dot write, okay, document dot write, and we'll just declare name plus age, okay, something like that. No, 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 it should be interesting, it should look perfectly fine. So name is okay plus age. Now this looks very very perfect. It at least makes sense. Age is years. Okay, old. Yeah, perfect. So just keep a little gap. Okay, semicolon. Do not forget. And now all we need to do is call our program. So we'll just pass on the parameters in here saying a key, which will be our name, and the age I'll just keep it to 19. Okay, perfect. So now if we just run our program and open it to the live server, it will say hello, undefined is undefined years old. Oh, what is this? So let's just go back and check it. It might have certain issues. So let's just see what is it. And I don't see any point in here. It's perfect. Let's just run it again. Okay, Aki is 19-year old. Okay, perfect. It's running perfect. Aki is 19 years old. So you can just change it to anything. You can keep it to 10,000, 20,000, anything. You can just go and roll it again. It says Aki is 10,000 years old. You can keep it anything. So now we'll be just discussing about some more different things that will be return statement. If you have experience with C++, then you will know what is the importance of return statement. Although they are the most important thing in the C++, because without return statement you can't do anything. Like in this one we'll be just discovering a lot importance of return statements in JavaScript. So I'll just say concentrate. Why concentrate? Say something simple, or let's just say it add. Very simple. First and there will be last. Okay, now let's just curly braces, declaration of variable which will be full, first last full and the full will say something like what should we say, first plus last. Yeah, first. Okay, first plus last. Yeah. So and it will return full. Perfect. So now if we call our program, because we haven't defined it, so we need to define it in to our HTML. You can just define it within also, but I'll prefer to define it within HTML so you can get a web developer kind of point overview, not just a JavaScript guy. Okay, so let's just say add. We'll just call the function. Inside the add we can add anything like 22, 23. Okay, so I'll just close it, and if we run our program we'll be seeing something like okay, press the button. What the hell happened to the button? Okay, it's on click. It's look pretty fine to me. I think there is certain something which is missing. Oh yes, we didn't define something, so we need one more thing over here. The printer. It did everything, but we need a printer to print it. So the printer will say var result. So the var result will be holded, and the result variable will hold our full value. So it will say something like add, and the value here will be 22, 23. Okay, so now it will be working very perfectly. Document dot write, and we'll say result. Okay, Now it will just print the value of the result. So we'll just put a value inside here saying add. Okay, I think we did something blunder. Wait. Oh. So we shouldn't have said something like add. We need to say the printer. Now it will work perfectly fine. We'll just call the printer by keeping the open and close braces. Now if we run our program, it will run very perfectly. So printer, why doesn't print the value of the printer? It should be on click, not the value. That was the mistake. Okay, so value printer. Okay, perfect. So we are printing some. Okay, so now it will work. It says 45. Okay, perfect. So 22 plus 23 is 45. Very perfect. So this was okay. We can keep it to 2100. It will say 21, 22. Perfect. Very good. So it's working very fine. Now this was a little of the overview regarding the operators that you used through functions in JavaScript or return statements. These are the things that you need to know if you are doing the return statements and things. Now we'll be just seeing the nested functions, like the function inside another function. There are functions inside function and function. This all can be also called as function ladder, but we just don't call it function ladder. It sounds very weird. Nested functions also sounds weird, but people call it nested function, so I prefer just nested function. So we'll just say define a function saying hypotenuse. I just don't know why I write some weird things. Okay, I should have written hypothesis, something like that, or hypothesis. No, okay, whatever. So I'll just define another function. Inside the function, we'll just say square. So as soon as the function gets over, you'll start to understand that what did just happen inside it. So just wait and watch the program. I hope you might have understood this all thing that we just did right now. But in case if you didn't, I'll just explain it. So we'll just before running our program, let's just check everything is perfect or not. Just see second. We need to have okay, perfect. Now it's time to run the program. So we say reload. What happened? The value should be good. Why it is printer? Reload. Okay, good, perfect. Now it prints whatever we needed. It was in complex calculation. So let me just show you what just happened. We defined a function named hypotenuse or whatsoever. We just gave it two parameters, a and b. Okay, and then we defined a function calling it square. Okay, so inside the square function we had one single parameter that was x. And then what do we did with square function? Inside the square function we returned x multiplied by x, means the function square says x into x, that means the power of x, power of 2. Then we made a return of math.sqrt, means square root. So then what it did was basically very interesting. So it just made a square root of x into x. So math dot square root, you just can see. Okay, so it did the square of a and then plus square of b. So a and b are given in the second function. Okay, so you can just see a and b will be done same as defined in the square function, double of them and then square root of them. Inside the result we can just see hypotenuse, and inside that 1 2. So it was pretty simple, but just return complexly. It was very simple program. So now we'll just bam blast this program and write something more interesting. Okay, now it's time to erase all of these, and now we'll move to the constructors. So we'll just the function. Okay, constructor. Wait a minute, go back. Oh, construct. Okay, con. Okay, whatsoever. Say variable, and then what is it? Variable, variable name. What did I write? Whatsoever, whatever. So you can just use the constructors to define different functions inside variables. A new function, argument 1, argument 2, you can give a bunch of arguments. There are no limits. You can just define it inside the variable name. And then comma, say function body. Okay. So this is how the syntax of a function constructor look like. Looks pretty weird, but it is pretty much interesting and important. What just happened? I'll just cancel everything. Okay, perfect. Now we'll just create one example so that you can understand it pretty well. Then how does this work? So we'll just say var func. Instead of function we wrote func because function is a keyword. So inside that we'll just define a new function. So we'll say again, I don't need .NET. Why do I need .NET when I can design web applications? Okay, so I'll just say new function, and inside that I'll just say x. Very simple, simple as anything. Okay, so why is that throwing an error? It should not. Okay, it should be capital F. Whenever you are doing class constructor thing, you need to have the F capital in the function. So return is perfect. X. Okay, x comma y, and return x into y. That's it. This is the whole function. This whole function. You just saw recently that how functions are written, and you can see the how this function was written. You can just call this function and you will see how easy this function writing pattern is. Like how simple this is. X y, return x into y. That's it. Bam, you have your answer. Then where answer, and just have the answer, and just call the function thing over here. That's it, you're done. Good to go. 1 18, 18, and keep it 45. I don't know what the answer is, but it will just give me the answer. Just say document dot write the answer. This is how simple it is to get what you want. Okay, so open it with the live server. It will take a little time, but the function constructors are one of the most important thing you need if you are building a huge bunch of lines of codes, like 500 600 lines of codes. Then you need class constructors, no, function constructors. Class constructors are a whole different thing. So you can just press on good and you can see the answer. That's very interesting. You can get any answer, or you can solve any program very simply if you know how to use the functions. You press on good, you say 4. That's it. Simple as playing a toy, or breaking a toy is more simple than playing it. You just throw it. Okay, so that was all of it that you needed to know about functions and stuff. So I'll just say see you in the next one.